This episode of New Jersey Living is being filmed in Rutherford, New Jersey. So the name should sound familiar because if anything, the northern New Jersey scene is known for is for the Meadowlands and the names of more specifically East Rutherford, which we do have an episode coming up. But Rutherford, that general name rings a bell when it comes to New Jersey. So this is a town that's just a stone's throw from Manhattan. As we flash up a quick map of where we are, give a quick pan around. We are right here in the heart of downtown Rutherford, which has a vast array of retail restaurants. There are newer apartments and condos right down in this area as well because it's so close in proximity to the train station, right along the main bus line to get you really anywhere in New Jersey, but definitely to Manhattan very conveniently. Beautiful circle here. We can see with the flag right here in the center median of the circle. A little section behind me right here. We have the benches and nicely landscaped design that they have here on the walkway. So this location, we're going to jump into Big Three in the next segment as I normally do. But it is for what we're going to see when I always reference the Big Three and how the Big Three factors into demand and to price points and things like that. This is an area that flies under the radar, and we'll dig a little deeper into that in this next coming segment. But what you will take account of for today as we look at some of the properties and the property prices and values is that they are pretty consistently steady in this given area because we're in such close proximity to the city, and it's a historically sound, solid community. It continues to be so, and for that reason, when we talk about floors and how low prices go, there's not really a low floor at all in Rutherford, right? So you're a very, very solid market when it comes to real estate. So already have some walking footage of the downtown area. Flash a little bit of that right now, and you're going to see some more road footage coming up as we get into the property views, which we have 3 today that we're going to take a look at. There's been pretty steady activity over the past month, 2 months in Rutherford. Of course, we're going to focus on the past 30 days. So I'm glad everybody who has been riding along, you Jersey hunters, are back with me again. Thank you. And for those who are joining, stay tuned because we have more coming your way. Welcome to New Jersey Living. My name is Corey Jones, and I'm a real estate agent, a Coldwell banker, and team leader of the New Jersey Living Group. And our job is to bring content like this to viewers like you. So if you are looking to learn all things New Jersey, of course, the real estate market, places to dine, social entertainment scenes, and iconic locations, this is where you want to be. So go ahead and click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you can stay updated on this and other content that's coming your way on other episodes. We also want to make sure everybody experiences the 5-star content that is consistent with our 5-star ratings on Google by previous clients. So we are in a location today that is very much a iconic location when it comes to New Jersey. We're talking about Rutherford, New Jersey, because we're in the Meadowlands. So the Meadowlands is a broader marsh-like area that encompasses actually a number of towns, all part of the Hackensack River Basin. But this is one of those key locations in part because not too far from where we are right now is the Meadowlands complex, sports complex that has a lot of venues that includes MetLife Stadium. So you can see just behind me over here, that is a sign reflecting East Rutherford because just over these train tracks, we cross over from Rutherford to East Rutherford. So the sign says East Rutherford, but as you can see, The train sign behind me says Rutherford. So being that we're so close to the Meadowlands Sports Complex, this is very much an iconic location. So we're going to jump right into some of the significant dynamics of Rutherford, which is separate from East Rutherford. Two different townships, municipalities totally different. We do have an East Rutherford episode coming up as well, so stay tuned. But for Rutherford, I'm going to jump directly into the big three. Those who are new, big three are the primary three factors that weigh into real estate demand here in northern New Jersey. So for that purpose, we look at 1, proximity to New York City, 2, local train station, and 3, school ratings. Already mentioned, we are a stone's throw from Manhattan. We're in the Meadowlands directly west of Manhattan. Check mark definitely for proximity. Secondly, train station here right behind me. You can see the sign. I'm gonna pan around just a little so you get a view of train station, train tracks. We're right here. You're in the city within a half hour from where we are right now by train. There's also a major bus line that comes right through this same circle right here and through town. Very convenient commute to get to the city. So certainly check mark for proximity. School ratings for Rutherford, A rated, all right, on niche.com. So we hit the trifecta with 3 check marks for Rutherford, which means you can imagine in terms of demand, it's going to be very solid. Rutherford is a community that doesn't, geographically, doesn't have a substantial portion of its geographic footprint as residential, because some of that is more industrial area. So it's not a, it's more residential area than East Rutherford, but there's a not substantial footprint. But with that being said, with those 3 check marks, real estate demand is always going to be really solid, right? So you're going to see some of the prices reflected. You want to be comfortably in your 500s and 600s buying in to East Rutherford on, I'd say, on that entry level kind of purchase, but you're going to get a feel for some of the inventory that we're going to see very shortly. So we're dealing with a location that has traditionally been well known, very solid community, a lot of history that is here, shopping that is here, retail that is here, and those that pay attention to that proximity and retail and train and buses, you better believe that there's going to be not too far major developments in terms of either condos or apartments, which we do find in this area as well. So I want to thank everybody again for joining today. Those who are returning, welcome back. We're going to get this started now with a little road footage, and I will see you at our first viewing. See you there. Here we are at our first stop at 149 Carmita Ave. I'm going to pan around, give you a little visual of like this quintessential Rutherford type of residential block. Lovely aesthetic to the entire area. Nice white street, beautifully maintained and maintained homes, manicured lawns. This right here at 149 Carmita, 3-bed, bath and a half, side hall colonial. All right, so you open the door, stairways on the side, not in the center, with a detached garage. You'll see that on the photo that I just took. This listed at $559, sold at $625, 14 days on the market. This particular style, like a lot of homes that were built in that kind of pre-World War II era, has a walk-up attic that can easily be converted, as they noted in the description, into a primary bedroom, or you can really make a lot of things. It can be a rec room, family room, but it's nice to have that walk-up where you don't have to go through a closet per se, but the access is from the hallway. So this is reflective, and I'm gonna come around and walk into the street just a little so you can kind of see what I refer to as a wider street. And you see that there's a nice diversity with the home styles here, right? So not everything is looking exactly alike one to the next. The way a lot of newer more contemporary subdivisions are. So this is certainly reflective of that suburban, but just outside of the city kind of dynamic that you get in Rutherford, which gives it a portion of that appeal. And of course, when you're talking about train, talking about bus line, talking about quality schools, this gives you that A-rated type of opportunity to move into, which reflects in your price points, right? So not extremely high by any means in some other areas that we've seen already, like particularly Essex County with the, your East Orange, Maplewood, Montclair, not that scale in terms of price points, but very solidly your sales for neighborhoods like this are going to be in that high 5 to 6s at the entry level. So this is stop number 1. Enjoy some road footage. We are see you at the next property. Here we are at our second stop at 92 Wood Street. And speaking of wood, if tree-lined streets are your thing, then Rutherford is for you. All right, and I'm just giving a little pan so you can see the amount of trees in this tree-lined street, known as the Borough of Trees. That's what Rutherford's, I guess the nickname, if you will, is. Here we have more of a kind of a classic style colonial here, has a detached garage in the back. This property, 4-bedroom, bath and a half, pretty much listed and sold at $600, about 2.5 weeks on market. All right, so you can tell it moved pretty quickly. Directly across the street is the elementary school. So if someone has school-age children, this is certainly a very, I guess you can say it's a value add. But as someone who lives by a school, there's a downside to that too, because your morning and afternoons become treacherous with drop-off and pickup. Otherwise, it's kind of, my neighborhood is as quiet as it is right now here on a midsummer day. But during the school year, morning, afternoon is a bit hectic. But if you have school-age kids and you can walk across the street, there's a benefit to that as well. All right, and keep in mind, these are A-rated schools, right? So this is very much a feature for this community. So I'm gonna step across the street just to give a little bit more of a view and pan a little as I am crossing, so you can get a real feel for the neighborhood and the general aesthetic here. And again, emphasizing quiet suburb, like 92 right here behind me, tucked into a quiet suburb off the main road, which is only a 25-mile-an-hour road. So not like there's tons of fast moving or loud traffic. This is certainly a quality buy in a quality neighborhood. All right, so you're gonna be able to take more of this in some of the road footage that we have, but this is the appeal of Rutherford. All right, so we're going to get started to our last and feature stop, and from there we will kind of give you the conclusion of why this and the general area surrounding is someplace to consider if you haven't already been convinced of that yet. All right, so I'll see you there. Here we are at our final stop at 161 Springfield Ave. This is a property that's going to be a little unique from the others that we saw, but before we jump into that, I first want to just remind everyone that if you by any means need assistance, have questions, want to get insights on the market, on the value of your property if you're a seller, or where to buy, or what's in a given market if you're looking to buy, all of my contact info is in the details. By all means, reach out. And even if you're on the agent side of things and you are just looking around, considering joining some teams or some brokerages that are going to be beneficial to your growth, We are still welcoming team members on my team, so by all means, reach out. So we are at this final stop at 161 Springfield. This particular property totally renovated in 2017, and the owners ended up finishing a basement, and there is an in-ground pool in the back. So you can see down the driveway they have privacy fencing that's here. So this property went well above the others, as we're going to flash up both the price point, list price point, and so we're in the nines now, and it's really has everything to do with the upgrades. All right, four bedroom, 2 full baths, 2 half baths. That's another piece of this, right? So number of beds and baths that are available. As I pan around here, you'll notice we are again not far from a school, just down the block. There's another renovated property very similar to this right across the street, and this street not as wide as some of the others that we've seen, but it is a one-way street, but not as wide as some of the others. But this was all about the renovations, the upgrades, finished basement, 4 baths altogether, in-ground pool. All these dynamics equated to where this particular property went in terms of price point. So given the comparison of the other two, we can see what that range looked like from a 6 to, being in the nines, the 900,000s. They do get beyond this even in the Rutherford market, but again, that range of what you saw today is a good reflection of what the middle range, that median kind of buy, looks like in town. Lower end is not going to be that low. With that being said, I mean, we're talking maybe if you can find something that needs some work that's a fixer-upper in the mid-high 4s, that's a possibility. But yeah, this is very much because of location, train station, and school ratings, a very, very high demand market. All right, and that's going to be reflected in the values. So thank you for everyone again. Be sure to click like, subscribe, notification bell. Stay tuned. We do have an East Rutherford coming up next, so stay tuned for that particular episode. We'll see some of the nuanced differences between these two neighboring communities. So in the meantime, until then, stay safe and stay tuned to New Jersey Living.